I'm really happy about this. Good. Good, good. This battery is down to 28%, so I better hurry up. That was a good wood gathering trip. It went much better than I expected it could, because I'm always braced for what is going to go wrong, because I don't need to hurry that fast. Are always setbacks and unanticipated foul-ups that you hadn't anticipated. Well, there were none this time. And it fell exactly where I wanted it to. I am so lucky. But I do study it from all sides. Which way is it leaning? Is it favoring one side or another? Is it going to go right where I think? Well, it did. I notched it and prayed. That's a bigger tree at the base than I thought. Then I got up to it before I brought it down, and oh my, because I had always been viewing it from out on the trail. There were only a couple concerns. I drove over a stump, a rotten stump about a foot high, maybe about 10 inches in diameter. Couldn't see it because the weeds around it. When I was coming up to it, I hit it. Oh God. And I went up and over it with the front tires and stopped, and then kept going quickly. I realized I don't want to lose my momentum. I want to get out of here. Well, the back went up and over it. Thank God for those flotation tires. That's what they're good for, that kind of situation. And every single section pulled right out of there. I've kind of torn up my path. But I knew that was going to happen. It'll grow back. I don't have to do a thing to make it come back. It will on its own. It will be next summer before it really fills in again, but that's all right. I'll be bringing out more next summer to help return it to its condition of today. Afterwards, a mess, chewed up, dragged upon. Well, mosquito got me on the crook of the thumb. There are some stealth mosquitoes. A little bit ago, I was sitting here cooling off, and a robin landed right about 20 feet away from me. Stood there. Oh, that's the closest I've had one land this summer. That's cool. And I watched him, and then he backed over onto the grassy verge and began chasing a grasshopper. Back and forth, hop, 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 and grasshopper would fly up and it would land just a couple feet back. Robin would go after it. Finally, after 2 or 3 insects it had gotten, it flew up and landed on the end of this sapling log at the other end, which was only about 5 feet away from this end. And I sat very quietly, and still it had this mass of bugs in its mouth, sticking out every which way like a bad mustache. And it stood up there for 5 minutes, just observing, I guess looking for more. Well, finally, I had to get up, and I thought, well, he's sure going to fly away. She is sure going to fly away. Nope. I calmly got up and I headed off that way. I looked back, she was still there. Well, then I came back this way and walked around here slowly. No, she stayed there. And then a couple minutes later, she flew off into the woods there. A couple minutes later, she came back and landed up there again. It was more bugs in her mouth. And she flew over toward the garage and chased another grasshopper around. They've got really good pickings. Oh yeah. Insley went and pounced on a grasshopper a little bit ago. It landed on open gravels, so she could see it very clearly. She pounced on it and got it and chewed. That was it. It's the first evidence I've had where, yeah, she is eating grasshoppers. I don't get it, but she's a dog and I'm not. Oh, look at the mud. God, remember a few weeks ago, turtles on the logs. Water was right up to the logs. We're moving on toward fall. It is definitely not early to mid-June anymore. Just, I don't know how to describe it. Overall feeling, big shadow. One of the differences is the sun doesn't have that searing assault to it. We're taking a break from Life on the Bog editing. Insley's very patient, but she gets to a point, oh, she did this morning, for instance, just 20 minutes ago. We were up in the loft, I'm working away. She was getting more and more restless. Finally, she came and laid right beside me on the floor. Calmly. I looked at the clock and decided, oh, I'll bet she really needs to get outside. I rolled my chair back 6 inches. She exploded, leaped up. Are we going somewhere? Are we going? Go, go, go. Now. Now. Go now. And that confirmed what a life we're having. I had an agreement with myself about coming over here. I had looked out the window an hour or so ago. The clouds were maybe potentially going to be good for high wispies and for doing a time lapse. So I told myself, I'm going to walk over to the south field, but I'm not going to carry the tripod. Doing it on just one shoulder with one thin layer of t-shirt, it gets really sore after a short bit. If I'm going to bring the tripod, then I'm going to bring the ATV. So it all depends on the look of the sky. And I was sure I would look out the window, oh yeah, it's really good conditions for time lapse, got to bring the tripod. So I got to bring the ATV right over here. I was sure that's what would happen. Well, it did not. I looked out and said, no, no, there's nothing worth bringing the tripod for. So we're walking. I'm glad I did. So is Insley. When Suki and I would come over here walking, I didn't have the ATV back then, we would head out of the house around the south trail, past the garage, like we're heading for Otter Pond. But then just before you enter the woods to go to Otter Pond, you turn right, you go up the game trail. Ooh, Suki was avid about coming to the field. She would stop at the junction of the game trail and the trail that continues on to Otter Pond, and she'd look at me. Are we? She'd sort of up the trail. I'd raise both arms up. Boom! She'd be gone up up the game trail toward the field. And more often than not, I'm walking, she's running. I'd be halfway up the game trail to the property line to go on to Dennis's property, and she would come tearing back on the path, see me, and turn, head off again, full speed toward the field. She wanted to make sure I was following. Little things like that. And Insley did that with me a couple times already. I almost broke my heart. It almost broke my heart. We were going down to Otter Pond. Maybe I even have it on film or memory card. And she came running back Otter Pond Trail, saw me, and quick turned, headed back off again. That was just very sweet. Well, now what am I going to do? I'm here at the field. I don't want to walk in the sun. It is still heavy. Okay. Good girl. A new place. It's all state land. Yay, state land. I think the road is petering out. Yeah. Whoa. Hello. Suki's got a little bit of mud on her undercarriage.